The multi-chain network. The blockchain revolution began with a single chain, Bitcoin. One network, one ledger, one purpose, peer-to-peer money. Then came Ethereum, unlocking programmable contracts and an explosion of decentralized applications. But as the ecosystem grew, a new problem emerged: fragmentation. Today, there are thousands of blockchains, each with its own community, rules, and assets, but most of them live in silos, unable to communicate or exchange value directly. Bridges have been built, but they're fragile, vulnerable, and often hacked. The dream of a unified Web3 remained out of reach. This is the challenge Polkadot set out to solve. Launched by Dr. Gavin Wood, one of Ethereum's co-founders and the inventor of the Solidity programming language, Polkadot was designed as a network of networks. Instead of one blockchain ruling them all, Polkadot envisioned a system where many specialized blockchains, called parachains, could connect to a central relay chain. Each parachain could innovate independently, but all would share the same underlying security. The vision was bold: a multi-chain future where finance, gaming, identity, and data could each have their own optimized blockchains, yet all remain interoperable. No more silos, no more fragile bridges. Instead, a Web3 superhighway linking every chain under one roof. Polkadot's design reflects Gavin Wood's frustration with Ethereum's limitations. Ethereum was powerful, but it struggled with scalability, upgradability, and governance. Polkadot aimed to fix those flaws. Its governance model allowed token holders to vote on upgrades without contentious forks. Its relay chain provided shared security while enabling parachains to specialize. Its architecture promised scalability through parallel processing, multiple chains running transactions simultaneously. This was more than just another blockchain. Polkadot positioned itself as the infrastructure layer for Web3, where Bitcoin was digital gold and Ethereum was decentralized finance. Polkadot aimed to be the foundation for an internet where blockchains themselves could interoperate. But building a multi-chain future is not easy. The launch of parachains took years of development. Competing visions emerged, most notably Cosmos, which championed sovereignty over shared security. Adoption has been uneven, with some parachains thriving and others struggling for relevance. And as the crypto market cycled through booms and busts, Polkadot faced the same question haunting every ambitious project: can the vision survive the volatility? Still, Polkadot remains one of the most important experiments in the blockchain industry, backed by one of crypto's most respected technologists, governed by its community and powered by a design unlike any other. It continues to push toward the promise of a truly interconnected Web3. This is the untold story of Polkadot. The network built not to compete with other blockchains, but to connect them. Welcome to Polkadot, the multi-chain network. Part 1. The birth of Polkadot. The story of Polkadot begins with one of crypto's most brilliant and restless minds, Dr. Gavin Wood. In 2013, Gavin was part of the small team that co-founded Ethereum, alongside Vitalik Buterin, Joseph Lubin, and Charles Hoskinson. Gavin wasn't just a co-founder. He was the man who wrote the Ethereum Yellow Paper and created Solidity, the programming language that powers every Ethereum smart contract today. Without Gavin, Ethereum might never have become the platform that launched DeFi, NFTs, and the modern crypto industry. But by 2016, Gavin had grown frustrated. Ethereum was groundbreaking, but it was also limited. Its governance was slow. Its upgrades were contentious. Its scalability was restricted by a single chain processing transactions in sequence. And Gavin saw the writing on the wall. As more blockchains emerged, Ethereum would not be the only game in town. The future would be multi-chain. So Gavin walked away from Ethereum, not to compete with it, but to build something different. In 2017, he founded the Web3 Foundation, an organization dedicated to building the infrastructure for a decentralized, user-controlled internet. At its core would be a new blockchain network, Polkadot. The idea behind Polkadot was radical. Instead of one blockchain trying to do everything, like Ethereum with its dApps and contracts, Polkadot envisioned many specialized blockchains, each optimized for a specific purpose, all connected to a central relay chain. These specialized blockchains became known as parachains. The relay chain would provide the foundation, shared security, governance, and interoperability. The parachains, meanwhile, could innovate freely, building blockchains for DeFi, identity, supply chains, gaming, or data storage. Together, they would form a network of networks, a multi-chain ecosystem where value and information could move seamlessly across chains. It was a bold response to Ethereum's flaws. Where Ethereum had rigid governance, Polkadot would have on-chain governance that allowed token holders to vote on upgrades without forks. Where Ethereum was limited to one chain of execution, Polkadot would run many parachains in parallel, scaling horizontally. Where other blockchains were siloed, Polkadot would be interoperable by design. The vision attracted attention and funding. In 2017, Polkadot held one of the most successful ICOs of the era, raising over $145 million. But the early journey was not smooth. Later that year, a bug in a wallet service froze over 90 million of those funds, nearly crippling the project before it could begin. Still, Gavin and the Web3 Foundation pressed on. With development led by Parity Technologies, Gavin's software company, the team built the protocol from the ground up, implementing novel ideas like nominated proof of stake, NPoS, for validator selection, and Substrate, a framework for building blockchains that could plug into Polkadot as parachains. By 2020, after years of setbacks and engineering breakthroughs, the Polkadot mainnet launched. It was not just another blockchain, it was a platform for blockchains. Instead of competing with Ethereum, Polkadot sought to enable an internet where Ethereum, Bitcoin, and countless others could coexist and connect. The birth of Polkadot was more than the launch of a network. It was the birth of an idea, that Web3 would not be dominated by a single chain but shaped by many chains working together. The next chapter would reveal how Polkadot's unique technology, from the relay chain and parachains to governance and Substrate, made this ambitious vision possible. Part 2. Polkadot's technology. To understand what makes Polkadot different, you need to look under the hood. Its architecture is not just another blockchain copy and paste. It's a system designed from the ground up to solve three of crypto's biggest problems: scalability, interoperability, and governance. At the center of Polkadot is the relay chain. This is the beating heart of the network. It doesn't run smart contracts or dApps itself. Instead, it provides the shared security, consensus, and governance that all connected chains rely on. Think of it as the foundation of a city, strong, stable, and built to support everything that connects to it. Attached to the relay chain are the parachains. These are independent blockchains that can be customized for specific use cases. A parachain for decentralized finance can optimize for high-frequency transactions. Another focused on identity can prioritize privacy and compliance. A gaming parachain can be tuned for speed and user experience. Each is unique, but all share the same security and interoperability through the relay chain. This design allows Polkadot to scale in a way single-chain blockchains cannot. Instead of forcing every transaction onto one chain, Polkadot processes many parachains in parallel. It's like upgrading from a one-lane road to a multi-lane highway. This is why Polkadot is often described as a multi-chain network. Building these parachains is made easier by Substrate, Polkadot's custom blockchain development framework. With Substrate, developers don't need to start from scratch. They can pick modules for consensus, governance, and runtime, then customize their chain for specific needs. When finished, their blockchain can connect to Polkadot as a parachain. Substrate also allows these blockchains to exist independently if they choose, giving developers flexibility. For consensus, Polkadot uses nominated proof of stake, NPoS. In this system, validators produce blocks and secure the network, while nominators back trusted validators with their tokens. This approach broadens participation and strengthens security by distributing trust across many actors. It's an evolution of proof of stake designed to keep the system efficient, fair, and decentralized. Polkadot also innovates in governance, where many blockchains rely on informal off-chain governance or contentious hard forks. Polkadot uses on-chain governance. Token holders can propose upgrades, vote on referenda, and elect a council that helps manage decision-making. This means the network can evolve without splitting, upgrading seamlessly as the community decides. Together, these features form a system unlike any other in the blockchain world. A relay chain for shared security, parachains for specialization and scalability, Substrate for flexible blockchain development, NPoS for efficient and decentralized consensus, on-chain governance for smooth community-driven upgrades. This is what makes Polkadot stand out from competitors. Where Ethereum is one massive chain trying to handle everything, Polkadot is many chains working together. Where Cosmos prioritizes sovereignty but relies on weaker interchain security, Polkadot prioritizes shared trust through the relay chain. Of course, this architecture also brings challenges. Parachains must bid for limited slots on the relay chain, creating fierce competition. The system is complex, requiring coordination across many moving parts. But if it works, Polkadot could offer the kind of scalability and interoperability that blockchain has been chasing for a decade. The technology sets the stage, but as always, the real question is adoption. Can Polkadot attract developers, projects, and enterprises to build their parachains and make the multi-chain vision real? The next chapter explores how Polkadot's ecosystem of parachains has grown and what adoption reveals about its future. Part 3. Adoption and the parachain ecosystem. For all of Polkadot's technological innovation, its true test lies in adoption. Can it attract real builders, real projects, and real users? To answer that, we need to look at its most defining feature: the parachain ecosystem. Polkadot doesn't hand out parachain slots freely. Instead, it uses an auction system. Projects bid for limited slots on the relay chain, locking up DOT tokens in exchange for the right to connect. Because slots are scarce, competition is fierce. To help secure enough DOT, projects turn to their communities in what's known as crowd loans. Supporters lock up their DOT to back their favorite projects, receiving project tokens or rewards in return. This mechanism has done two things. First, it has incentivized strong community engagement, turning parachain launches into major events. Second, it has forced projects to prove their worth. Only those with real community and investor support can secure slots. The result has been the rise of a diverse ecosystem of parachains, each specializing in different aspects of Web3. Acala positioned itself as Polkadot's DeFi hub, offering stablecoins, decentralized exchanges, and liquid staking. Moonbeam became the bridge to Ethereum, enabling developers to deploy Solidity smart contracts on Polkadot with minimal changes. Astar focused on multi-chain smart contracts connecting Polkadot to other ecosystems like Ethereum and Cosmos. Parallel Finance built lending and staking platforms tailored for DOT holders. Acala Network worked on confidential smart contracts for privacy-sensitive use cases. Each of these parachains represents a piece of the larger Polkadot vision, a multi-chain network where specialized blockchains collaborate rather than compete. But adoption hasn't been without challenges. The parachain auction model, while innovative, ties up large amounts of DOT and can limit liquidity. Some projects have struggled to maintain momentum after winning slots, revealing that hype alone doesn't guarantee success. And as the broader crypto market cooled after 2021, activity across many parachains slowed. Still, the foundations are there. Moonbeam has become a critical link between Ethereum and Polkadot. Acala's stablecoin infrastructure has proven valuable, even amid setbacks. Astar has expanded its reach through partnerships across Asia. Slowly but surely, Polkadot's parachain ecosystem is maturing. Beyond the projects themselves, Polkadot has built a culture of collaboration. Through Substrate, many chains experiment first as independent networks before connecting as parachains. This flexibility has expanded Polkadot's reach, allowing projects to grow outside the relay chain before joining. Polkadot's adoption story also highlights its competition. Ethereum still dominates smart contracts and DeFi. Cosmos has grown through its inter-blockchain communication, IBC protocol, creating a web of sovereign chains. In many ways, Polkadot and Cosmos represent two competing visions. Polkadot offers shared security under one roof, while Cosmos offers sovereignty with looser interchain links. Developers must choose which vision fits their needs. For Gavin Wood and the Web3 Foundation, the bet is that enterprises and large-scale projects will prefer Polkadot's shared security and governance. The costs of going it alone are high, and Polkadot's model provides a safety net. The adoption phase is still unfolding. Polkadot's parachains have proven that the technology works and that real projects are willing to build. But the next question is sustainability. Can these parachains attract users, generate activity, and deliver on the multi-chain promise? The next chapter explores the larger stakes. Polkadot's role in the interoperability race, its competition with Cosmos and Ethereum, and whether its governance model gives it the adaptability to survive in the long run. Part 4. Interoperability and the race for Web3. If Bitcoin proved that digital money could exist and Ethereum proved that programmable money could flourish, then Polkadot set out to prove something even bigger: that a fractured blockchain world could be connected. But it's not alone in this mission. The race for interoperability, the ability for blockchains to talk to each other, has become one of the defining battles of Web3. Polkadot's approach is unique. By design, every parachain that connects to the relay chain inherits its security and can seamlessly interoperate with other parachains. This means a DeFi chain, an identity chain, and a gaming chain on Polkadot can communicate natively, without fragile bridges or third-party intermediaries. Shared security is the foundation. If you're part of Polkadot, you're part of its trust network. But other projects have taken different paths. Cosmos envisions the same multi-chain future, but emphasizes sovereignty. Its inter-blockchain communication (IBC) protocol allows independent blockchains to exchange value and data while retaining their own security and governance. This makes Cosmos flexible, but it lacks the unified protection of Polkadot's relay chain. In essence, Cosmos bets on independence while Polkadot bets on shared trust. Then there's Ethereum, which has pursued interoperability through its Layer 2 scaling solutions. Networks like Arbitrum, Optimism, and zk-Sync don't replace Ethereum, they extend it. Each runs transactions off-chain, then settles back to Ethereum for security. While effective for scaling, this approach doesn't solve cross-chain interoperability in the same way Polkadot or Cosmos attempt. Ethereum is building a family of roll-ups, not a network of independent blockchains. Enter Quant, another player in the race. Unlike Polkadot or Cosmos, Quant isn't a blockchain itself but an operating system for blockchains. Its overledger technology connects existing chains, public and private, without forcing them to adopt a single architecture. Where Polkadot builds a unified multi-chain ecosystem, Quant acts more like middleware, linking disparate worlds together. The race between these visions matters because it will shape the future of the Internet of Value. Will enterprises and developers prefer the shared security of Polkadot, the sovereignty of Cosmos, the roll-up-centric world of Ethereum, or the middleware layer of Quant? Each path has trade-offs. Polkadot's strength lies in its governance and adaptability. Its on-chain governance model allows upgrades without forks, making it more agile than many competitors. When the rules of Web3 evolve, and they will, Polkadot can evolve with them. That adaptability could prove crucial as regulation, enterprise adoption, and user demand shift in unpredictable ways. But Polkadot also faces challenges. Its complexity is higher than that of most blockchains. Building parachains, bidding in auctions, and managing crowd loans requires coordination and resources. Cosmos chains may find it easier to launch independently. Ethereum projects may stick to the comfort of its massive user base. And Quant, by sidestepping blockchain tribalism altogether, appeals to institutions that don't want to pick sides. In this interoperability race, there may not be a single winner. Instead, multiple approaches could coexist. Yet Polkadot's role is clear. It is one of the few projects attempting to unify blockchains at the protocol level, not just with patches or bridges. The stakes are enormous. If Polkadot succeeds, it won't just be another blockchain. It will be the backbone of a multi-chain Web3, where specialized networks work together like organs in a body. But if it fails, it risks being overshadowed by simpler, more pragmatic solutions. The final chapter explores this uncertain future. Can Polkadot deliver on its vision and become the foundation of a truly interconnected internet? Or will the weight of its ambition hold it back? Part 5, The Future of Polkadot. The story of Polkadot is at its core a story of ambition. From Gavin Wood's departure from Ethereum to the launch of parachains, Polkadot has never aimed small. It set out not to build another blockchain, but to build a network of blockchains. A multi-chain ecosystem capable of unifying the fractured world of Web3. But ambition is only the beginning. The real question is whether Polkadot can live up to its vision in the years ahead. The opportunity is clear. As tokenization expands, as enterprises explore blockchain adoption, and as DeFi, gaming, and identity solutions multiply, the need for interoperability becomes unavoidable. The future won't belong to a single chain. It will be multi-chain by necessity. Assets will move across ecosystems, data will flow across borders, and value will travel at the speed of information. Polkadot believes it can be the backbone of this future. Its relay chain and parachains offer shared security and native interoperability. Its governance model provides adaptability without forks. Its Substrate framework gives developers the tools to experiment, innovate, and connect. If the Internet of Value is to exist, Polkadot's design makes it a prime candidate to power it. Yet the risks are equally real. Complexity remains a barrier. Securing parachain slots through auctions and crowd loans demands significant capital and coordination, limiting accessibility. Some parachains that won early slots have struggled to sustain momentum, raising doubts about long-term ecosystem vitality. And despite Gavin Wood's reputation, Polkadot must prove it can attract not just projects but users. Competition is fierce. Ethereum's Layer 2 rollups are scaling fast and maintaining dominance in liquidity and developers. Cosmos continues to grow through its sovereign chain model. Powered by IBC, Quant offers enterprises a neutral layer for interoperability without requiring them to commit to a single blockchain architecture. Even private blockchain frameworks like Hyperledger continue to appeal to institutions wary of public chains. For Polkadot to thrive, it must carve out its niche. That may come through its governance strength, enabling rapid adaptation in a regulatory environment where rules are constantly shifting. It may come through parachains that achieve breakout success, killer apps that bring users into the ecosystem. Or it may come through enterprise adoption, as corporations realize they need multi-chain solutions with security and compliance baked in. The speculative arc is bold. Imagine a future where DeFi on one parachain, identity on another, and gaming on a third all interconnect seamlessly. Imagine enterprises tokenizing supply chains or intellectual property on Polkadot's rails. Imagine governments plugging into parachains for digital services, backed by shared security and adaptive governance. In that future, Polkadot isn't just another crypto network. It's the foundation of a multi-chain Web3. But failure is also possible. If adoption lags, if simpler solutions capture market share, or if governance falters, Polkadot could fade into the background, remembered as one of crypto's most ambitious experiments, but not its defining infrastructure. For Gavin Wood and the Web3 Foundation, the stakes couldn't be higher. The next few years will determine whether Polkadot fulfills its promise or becomes another footnote in blockchain history. This much is certain. The future of Web3 will be multi-chain. The question is whether Polkadot will be the glue that holds it together, the multi-chain network. The future of blockchain won't be built on one chain. It will be multi-chain, a web of networks where value, data, and identity flow seamlessly across borders. Polkadot was built for that future, a relay chain binding parachains together, shared security for diverse innovation, governance that evolves without division. It's not about being the fastest. It's not about being the biggest. It's about being the connector, the network of networks, the multi-chain foundation of Web3. Polkadot's vision is ambitious, its path uncertain, but its mission is clear: to unify a fragmented blockchain world. Here at LTL Productions, we tell the untold stories of crypto, the technologies quietly shaping the rails of the Internet of Value. Subscribe now to LTL Productions. Share this video with someone who believes blockchains must compete, not connect. And join us as we continue mapping the future of digital finance and beyond. This is LTL Productions, and Polkadot may just be the chain that connects them all.